Hey everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Jonathan Javier, the CEO of Wonsulting, and today I'm going to talk about a topic that nobody likes. No, I'm just kidding. It's about interviewing. And if you want a free interview resource, be sure to wait till the end as I talk about it and you can get it for free. So what are the benefits of in-person interviews? Number one, you're able to have that body structure and that body posture. For example, some people go like this, ooh, I'm hunched back. But no, we're gonna be able to stand straight. You'll be able to have a firm handshake like this. Hello, my name is Jonathan. Not like, oh, hello, right? You wanna be sure you have that great posture and you'll have less tech interruptions. You know when you get those pings like, that aren't, well, no more of those unless you have your phone on, which I hope you don't during interviews. Another thing too as well is you can walk around the office before you even start. I know, I used to go around the office all the time when I interviewed at companies such as LinkedIn, Google, all these different companies used to walk around first. I used to say hello to the administrators. That actually helped ease my nerves. So the first part of in-person interviews, and before you even start, is researching your interviewer. And why is this important? Well, the interviewer is usually going to be either, number one, the hiring manager, number two, someone on the actual hiring team. And what'll happen is you wanna make that great first impression with this individual. What we like to do at Wonsulting is doing research on this person by doing the following. So let's say that you're trying to do research on the person that you're going to be interviewing with. Now, it's actually fairly easy to find them. What you have to do is this. Let's say that you are going to be interviewing at Wonsulting and you're interviewing with Jerry Lee. What I would do is go to search, and what I would do is search the name, and let's just say Jerry Lee, and let's just say you can't find them. If you cannot find the person, what you do instead is you go to people, and then what you do is you filter to that specific company that you are interested in this case Wonsulting, here. And what you can do is find that exact person very simply. Then what you do is you do research on their profile, and what I'd recommend is actually taking a look at their different highlights, but also taking a look at their background. So for example, for Jerry, what I would do is look at their about section, and what happens is what you can find is the different things about his background. What you do is you relate this back to your own background. For example, he's had recruiting pains through the job search, and so have you probably. What you can do is then tell him during the interviews like, hey, I saw that you had recruiting pains before, same with me. Same thing as well is he was a first intern from his alma mater, and he's helping people find their dream job. You can talk about that in your last questions, and you can ask him questions based on what inspired him to help people find their dream job. What you can also do is ask them about their background experience. You can always find different things that they've pretty much done throughout their career, and you can ask them questions. So for example, Jerry used to work at Google and Lucid before doing Wonsulting full-time. That might be a question that you can ask during your interview. By doing this, you can showcase that you've done your research, and it'll help you build rapport during your interviews. Mention these in your interview, and you'll be able to share similarities with them before the interview even starts. Now, the second part is researching the company. So one thing you have to do is number one, know what the company is up to. What are some current events that they're doing? What are some trends that are occurring that they are involved with? That is very important. And number two, look at the values that the company exhibits, because those values could mean a lot to you, and you can also mention it during your interview. Now, the next part of crushing your interview is preparing for potential questions. Now, how do you prepare for potential questions? Well, we have two structures that you can use. STAR or CAR. STAR format is situation, task, action, result. CAR is literally the same thing except it's context, action, result. These are going to be utilized when you have behavioral questions. So when people do the tell me about a time questions, you can structure it in STAR method. So let's give you an example. Let's say that someone says, tell me about a time that you had a conflict at work. Let's use STAR. So the situation might be, let's just say you work at Ross. So the situation is when you were at Ross as a retail associate and you were working on a team and someone wasn't agreeing with you. The task was, what were you going to do to solve that issue? The action steps that you took are literally what you did to solve that issue. So for example, maybe you met with the person one-on-one to discuss different perspectives, and you were able to meet with them and agree upon XYZ. Then the result is what happened between all these different actions before you get to the result. So for example, what resulted from this was we were able to salvage the situation and we're able to increase sales by X%. You should always mention a metric in your results section because then it shows the impact that you made in that position. By doing this, you could prepare answers to potential questions that they might ask. 4 of the most common ones that are asked are tell me about yourself, why this role, why this company, and the tell me about a time that I just mentioned there. Now the next part is planning what to wear. Wear something that you feel comfortable with, and it's better to overdress than underdress. So some things I recommend are the following. Number 1, if you're going for a tech role, you can wear business casual, meaning a polo shirt, some slacks/jeans, and some dress shoes. If you're going for a more professional role, let's say accounting, finance, you can wear a business professional. So for example, let's say that you have a suit, a tie, a long sleeve, slacks, and dress shoes. Always remember it's better to overdress than underdress. Now the next part is planning your commute. Now, why is this an important topic? The reason why is because a lot of people will not plan it, and then you know what happens? Our best friend, traffic. You should be getting there at least 15 minutes earlier before your designated interview. And why we say 15 minutes is because you never know what will happen between that 15-minute gap between you getting to that office and you having the interview. If you're early, that's great. If you're late, it's not. One thing you can do if you are early is the following. Number 1, you can speak to the people who are at the front counter. What I used to do all the time was I would go to the people at the front counter and I make a great conversation with them because that eased my nerves. Definitely do that. Number 2, you can always prepare for your interview even further. So definitely be early, and if you're on time, you're late. Last but not least, stay positive. Now, why do I say stay positive? The reason why I stay positive is because a lot of people will go into interviews and they feel nervous. They're like, I don't know what to say. It's totally normal. It's okay to exhibit imposter syndrome. It's okay to think that you're not good enough for the role. But in fact, always remember this. If you weren't good enough for the role, then why are you in an in-person interview? No company would ever take you in and interview you if you weren't good enough. So always remember to stay positive because that positivity will not only go towards your interview, but to the interviewer. So what I like to say all the time and what we like to say at Wonsulting is smile. Smile, be excited, show that you have passion for the company, and show them who you truly are with your authentic self. So just to sum it all up, make sure to do the following. Number 1, be sure to prepare for questions. Prepare for those questions, write down your answers for them, and be able to share your story. Also make sure to dress appropriately. Remember, it's better to overdress than underdress. Be early. On time is late. 15 minutes is your sweet spot. 20 minutes is okay. So be sure to get there at the right time. And last but not least, be sure to stay positive. The thing is in life, we get rejected for so many different roles. And the thing is, a lot of people will focus on the negatives rather than the positives. I'm telling you today, focus on the positives because you only need one yes and one job. And hopefully that one job happens right after you watch this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it and you want that free resource, comment below your email and we will send it to you directly. If you want to watch more videos, check out these videos at the right and left. Be sure to like these, make sure to comment on them, show us what's up and show us some love. And let's get you some jobs in 2021.